Have you ever wondered why some companies seem to run smoothly while others get stuck in routine and problems? Why do small startups without massive budgets or large teams suddenly succeed and reach the level of corporations? What do they have that others don't? At first glance, you might think it's luck or brilliant ideas. But the reality is much simpler. These companies have mastered the art of delegation. Here's a question for you. Do you think it's possible to manage multi-million-dollar corporation without even having half of the necessary specialists on staff? Sounds like a fiction, right? But that's exactly what giants like Apple and Google do. Their secret is that they have learned how to delegate tasks while staying fully focused on their core products. At first, it might seem like they're simply outsourcing tasks. But outsourcing is more than that. It's the ability to focus on what really matters while delegating everything that holds you back. Today, we're going to dive into the history of outsourcing, explore why it's become so popular, how it helped companies like WhatsApp and Google succeed, and what mistakes can make the strategy risky. But first, where did the idea of outsourcing important tasks come from? Picture this. The 17th century, Great Britain. The British Empire is expanding, and it urgently needs more ships to support its colonies and maintain control over the seas. But there is a problem. The royal shipyards can't keep up with the demand. What's the solution? Expand the workforce? Build more factories? No. Instead, the British decided to outsource shipbuilding to private contractors. At the time, it was an incredibly risky move, as entrusting such an essential part of the fleet to outsiders could threaten national security. But it worked. Ship production nearly doubled, and Britain secured its dominance over the seas for centuries. What do this story and today's tech giants have in common? In both cases, the same principle applies. Focus your resources where you're strongest, and entrust the rest to those who can do it better. This principle forms the foundation of outsourcing, which today helps companies like Google, Apple, and Facebook save billions while staying focused on what they do best. So you all know Google. They build incredible technologies, create world-class search algorithms, and release devices like Google Pixel. But if you look deeper, you will find that more than half of their work isn't done by their own employees. Yes, Google has a huge staff, but their secret is in the tens of thousands of contractors worldwide who handle testing, development, and system support. Why? So they don't waste time on routine processes. Their main focus is innovation, and they delegate everything else. But here's the question: what happens when this approach doesn't lead to success? Can outsourcing be harmful? Absolutely. For example, in the early 2000s, Boeing outsourced 70% of the parts for their new Dreamliner to cut costs. It seemed like they were saving billions, but in reality, it led to chaos in the supply chain, delays, and multi-billion-dollar losses. This shows that outsourcing doesn't mean giving up control entirely. So why do startups and young companies rely so heavily on outsourcing? The simple answer: it gives them the best of both worlds. Small teams can tap into global expertise while remaining agile and efficient. Take WhatsApp, for example. Did you know that when Facebook bought them for $19 billion, the company only had 55 employees? How is that possible? Simple. Half of their work, including testing, technical support, and even some programming, was done by remote developers. This allowed them to stay small but accomplish more than many larger corporations. Outsourcing often seems like the perfect solution, but it comes with its own set of challenges. One of the biggest mistakes companies make is trying to offload all the responsibility. Yes, delegation is important, but losing control is risky. Take IBM in the 90s, for example. When they start outsourcing parts of their services to other contractors, the quality of service dropped and customer loyalty suffered. In the end, they had to rethink their strategy and find a balance between delegation and maintaining internal control. When we look at this modern world, we see that outsourcing isn't just a tool. It's a way to adapt quickly to changes. With the rise of cloud technologies, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, companies are increasingly using outsourcing not just to save money, but to access expertise and technology that would otherwise be out of reach. Imagine you're launching an AI startup and need access to powerful servers and vast amounts of data to train your models. Building your own data centers? That's impossibly expensive. But you can outsource it to cloud services like Amazon or Microsoft and get the same resources for a fraction of the cost. That's why over 90% of the world's data today is processed through cloud outsourcing solutions. So what does the future hold? One of the biggest trends is the shift toward automation and artificial intelligence. In the coming years, we will see an increasing demand for outsourcing complex analytical tasks, as well as managing big data and developing intelligent systems. According to McKinsey, by 2030, more than 60% of routine tasks in the business world will be automated, and the role of people in this ecosystem will change. Companies will no longer just look for contractors. They will seek partners to help them adapt to these changes. Outsourcing isn't about saving money. It's about finding the best solutions and focusing on what really matters. It's not just a business tool, it's a management philosophy that helps companies stay flexible, fast, and innovative. And if you want to build a successful business, maybe it's time to ask yourself, what can I delegate to others so I can focus on what truly matters? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the future episodes. And here's a question for you. How would you use outsourcing in your project? Let us know in the comments, and we will highlight the best answer in our next video. See ya!